think one of the most difficult communication styles within a couple that I see in my therapy with them is something called passive resistance. Passive resistance in relationships is when one partner resists cooperation, communication, or connection. They're very indirect rather than openly expressing their feelings. So it's a quiet form of opposition. It's like an undermining of what the other partner is actually saying, thinking, and expecting. It's a quiet form of I'm upset. The person may avoid, delay, forget, comply half-heartedly, or appear agreeable, but then be seething underneath. So you might say, well, yeah, my wife is like that a lot, or yeah, I see that all the time in my husband. He'll half-heartedly do something, and then it'll come out later that he didn't want to do it anyway, but he never spoke up. You might see it in other ways in your relationship too. And I want to give you some things that are often heard with someone who basically communicates with passive resistance. It's saying it's fine, but withdrawing emotionally, agreeing to do something, then forgetting or delaying it. It's using silence or avoidance instead of addressing conflict. It's withholding affection or cooperation, pretending to misunderstand or being confused when they actually disagree, and going along with plans but showing subtle defiance, things like eye rolls, sighs, or minimal effort, just being in sort of a pissy mood about something, but they won't come right out and say it. Now, this is being seen a lot with this whole concept of one person in the relationship carrying the load. And for many women, they feel like they're that one. They feel like their husband is going half-hearted in everything. Like they won't really say, well, I don't want to do this, or can we do this instead? But so they'll agree, but they're not really being honest with it. So the woman feels like they're using passive resistance as a form of getting out of the real work of the relationship. I think what's important is to understand where this behavior comes from, because whatever area it's used for in your marriage, it started in this person long before you married them. It usually stems from a fear of conflict, shame, resentment, or feeling powerless. Now, more than likely, they didn't develop those qualities in the marriage. They came to you with those. They may have covered them up, or you may have misconstrued them for, they just need to be loved. If they're loved a little bit more, once we're married, this is going to go away. This does not go away without work on it. You have to work on that. It's a protective strategy for them. It's a way for them to feel in control or have some dignity without confrontation. So in other words, they're afraid of what they're feeling. They're afraid they're out of control, that they're going to be controlled by someone else. So they use passive resistance to control the situation. It's a way for them to stay in control or feel good about themselves, that they didn't give in to whatever it was that the two of you had talked about. This this communication style really sabotages trust because it creates uncertainty. Like the partner never knows where they stand, whether the yes means yes or if something's brewing underneath. This inconsistency makes emotional safety impossible. And you can understand this because if one partner's being completely honest, I think we should do this, and they're speaking up, they're being their authentic self, and the other one just goes along with it, but the whole time they're rolling their eyes or blaming or, basically not participating, that makes for a really mistrustful situation. And the partner who was authentic will start mistrusting their partner. It undermines communication because honest dialogue is replaced by guessing games. The resisting partner becomes unreadable and issues remain unresolved because that's part of it. When you use passive resistance, you're not only not being honest with your partner, you're not being honest with yourself. You're basically trying to push down more any of your real feelings. So you start feeling really lost and you look disconnected in the relationship. These people sometimes will tell their partner, "You don't understand me." Guess what? They're right, because they've never been themselves. They've always been passively resistant to what was going on in the marriage. They didn't have the confidence to stand up and say, "This is what I like." No, this is what I like. This is what I prefer. Can we do this? And because they would never take that risk, they basically shoved it down. And so they're lost with what they believe as well. It builds hidden resentment. Both partners begin to resent each other. One for feeling controlled or unheard, the other for feeling deceived or stonewalled. And you get both those sides. Like, I totally get that, and you probably do too, listening to this. It destroys reliability. Trust thrives on reliability, dependability. When someone basically agrees but doesn't follow through with their words or their actions, they lose credibility. And it invites retaliation or withdrawal. The other partner may start mirroring the same passive tactics or stop investing altogether. What's the point? You're basically, the person who's honest about what they want is in this relationship by themselves. So healthier alternatives that you should start practicing today, and then going to therapy either with your partner or by yourself. But for sure, start these in your day now, your lingo. Practice saying, "I don't agree," or "that doesn't feel right for me." Say it calmly. Just say, "It doesn't feel right for me," or "I don't see myself doing this." Replace silence with small truths. "I'm not ready to talk yet, but I will later. Can we talk in 20 minutes or a couple of hours when I can get these other things attended to?" The more courageous you are with speaking up about when you're willing to confront an issue, the better for the marriage. And address the power imbalance that drives the resistance. Often one partner will feel unseen or overpowered. And even if that overpowered feeling is not coming from the marriage, but it's coming from something in their past that was triggered, it's important the healing begins now in the marriage. If this video is helpful for you, please subscribe. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much.